fire all of us. That's what solidarity looks like. I've seen it. I've lived it. I've seen workers go from fear to confidence, from silence to action, from one voice to 100 to 1,000. That's how movements are built, and this work is personal. I lost my best friend recently. His name was Sergeant Major Gerald Capo. We were friends for 30 years. Two young men who went off and served our country together, got deployed a couple of times together. We didn't have much, except we had each other's back. That's solidarity at its core. So you look at the person next to you and you say, wherever you're going, I'm going with you. That is what this movement is. That is what is real right now. That is what union power is. This is not just about contracts. This is about power. The power to shape our workplaces, the power to protect our families, the power to change our communities. So don't wait. Don't sit back. Look around you. This is the movement. These are your people. This is your moment. El Paso, happy Mayday. She would have become the chief steward of her union, but for those of you that don't know what chief steward is, I will explain to you in very short words. I wear a lot of titles, but the title I am most proud of is Union Thug. And it was meant to be an insult to me, but I wear that shit with pride. Because it means when I walk down the street, management crosses the street to the other side of the road. I enjoy being Darth Vader to them. So Union Thug is something I wear proudly. It is also not something I go around and call just anybody. But I am very, very proud to introduce to you the Chief Steward at Sierra Medical Center for SEIU, Texas, and proud Union Thug, my union sister, Diana Arzola.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Thank you for having me over. My name is Diana Arzola, and I'm proud to stand before you today as a healthcare worker, a union member, and as a chief steward for the union at Sierra Medical Center. Or I like to introduce me as proud union health. But my fight didn't start here. I started with a question first. When I first heard about the union, I was curious to know what the difference was to have a union at our hospital and what it really made the difference. Like a lot of us, I had seen how things were before, where decisions were made without us, where policies were enforced on us, and respected depending on who you were or who you knew. And I asked a question, and I started talking to the organizers, and they explained something simple but very powerful. They explained the difference about the union, something simple but powerful, the union difference. So at first, I took small steps. I started attending a meeting, then a second one, and I started asking questions. And the most important thing about that is I started speaking up. I began talking to my coworkers, asking them what they wanted, what we wanted, and what the dreams of our workplace to be at. And little by little, that curiosity turned into belief. Belief that we could be better. Belief that we could make our workplace better. And that moment came that it changed everything. When we voted to form our union, 92% of our workers said yes. 92% wanted a change. So the 92% was a big victory. That was a message that we were done being ignored, a message that we were ready to stand together, and a message that we knew what we were worth. But we didn't stop there. I had the honor to join the bargaining team, and together we established our first union contract at Sierra. And let me tell you what that fight was. We started with we won a fair discipline process where the union has a voice, and we won a $500 ratification bonus where before we had like very minimal, like almost nothing from the management. We want immediate raises for every worker with guaranteed raises every year after. We want respect for seniority, and we want shift differentials and weekend differentials. And I'm going to tell you something right now. The biggest thing that we want wasn't written on paper. What we want was respect from management. Before our union, we worked in an environment where we had no say, no input, no respect. And now, management has to listen to us. They have to work with us, and they know that if they deal with one of us, they deal with all of us. That's the union difference. I started listening more. Sorry. Okay. As for me, my journey didn't just stop at the hospital. I've had the privilege to travel across Texas and across the country, helping other workers organize. Healthcare workers, property service workers, people just like us that are ready to stand up and demand better. Because this movement is bigger than any other workplace, it's about dignity, fairness, and more importantly, it's about power. And I am proud to say that my co-workers trust me to take to the next step, to grow as a leader, and to serve as the chief steward for the union. And that's just not my title, that's a victory that we earned.
Last but not least, I like that normally, but not necessarily tonight. I just want to say I appreciate you being here. And I'm the union president for AFGE 2516. We represent William Bull Mine in about 40 satellite locations, and it's a federal union. And I was going to do a poem, but I thought it was more realistic for the eve of Mayday for me to talk about what's going on. So I can just tell you that I've been a unionist since 2008. I became a unionist because my nana and my abuela, they didn't have unions when I was a little kid. Representation really matters. I'm the first Black Hispanic president where I'm at. And like I said, representation matters. I take that serious. You know, I'm a former soldier on Fort Bliss. And so it's about taking care of people. The things that have been happening recently, because I know everybody's cold like I am, so I had to put my blazer on. So I don't want to take up too much time. But within the last 2 weeks, we got two memos from the Secretary of Defense after he contacted every federal agency and told them to tell every union, which affected about 1,200 unions, about 250,000 federal employees. They told us in a memo that one of them wasn't even signed for the two agencies I represent. It said that, hey, you know what? You don't have a union anymore. We're going to destroy the CBA. Off of a memo, not going through an actual legal process that they're required to, off of a memo. And I had management officials, because I got recalled to the workplace last year because of our wonderful president's executive order that we're still fighting. And I had management officials looking at me so happily, right? Feeling so empowered in that moment. Right after they sent us the two memos, they sent out another memo to multiple employees. You know what? We're going to move you from this workplace, from Fort Bliss to Kansas City. And you got 5 days to move. I figured it's only telling that I'm the last person, and since I saw how this was going and it's been on my heart and I'm fighting on a daily basis, I wanted to make sure you understand how serious it is. My brother said this is a war, and I just want to be clear, it is a war. This is our community. You may or may not remember me. I'm in the background a lot of the times, usually wearing something a little brighter, right? Not to stand out. That's just my personality coming out. But I support everything within our community because we are one. The logo for the motto for my organization is "We, not me," right? Because this really is about we, not me. And I want to be clear. It's going to be each one of us that votes. You're going to have to tell every family member, every co-worker that likes to drink coffee and tea and all of that, and every social media person you know, you're going to have to tell them to go out and vote. The action they took was meant for us to be scared. Some of my members are fearful. They've taken an early retirement rather than be reassigned. And I just want to be clear to you. Even though I'm tired, I haven't given up. Even though we're out here in the cold, I still got a fire burning inside of me. You will not take my rights. You will not tell me my union does not exist. You will not make me cower in fear. You will not make me bow down, because I do this for those who came before me, like my nana and my abuela, who had no rights. I do this for my brothers and sisters who are also veterans who are being attacked right now that work at the VA. And I just want to say, my union brothers and sisters that are teachers, they're coming after you right now also. And if they can get us out as federal employees, they're going to the state employees next, and then the city employees. So we must continue to fight. We must continue to be champions of hope. We must be the change that we want to see and never give up. We the people. We the people. We the people. We are the change. Thanks.